Yesterday I yelled out the window while the men were doing some work. I yelled, "Is this true love? Because true love never dies, just like the noise you're making."
Dreamed last night. Basically 2 dreams back to back, like 2 allegories or something. Not necessarily connected to each other, but I woke up feeling very happy about it, but I'll tell you about that later. For now, I'm on my way to the museum, Singapore Art Museum, at the Tanjong Pagar District Park. Never been there before. The actual museum is closed. This is just like a satellite. In the meantime, while we wait for the renovation of the actual museum to be completed so that they can showcase some exhibition or whatever. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they have over there. As I was saying, expansionary fiscal policy. If you can't see it, that's okay. They make sure that you hear it loud enough so that it will be etched in your memory forever. Expansionary fiscal policy, according to Keynesian economics, is increased aggregate demand and consumption, which then leads to increased production and faster recovery from recession. Okay, in other news that you don't want to know, I didn't shave my legs because I forgot, but I brushed my hair.
Title of the first exhibition is called Refuse. It is brought to the public by an artist or by a band, and it's a juxtaposition of composition, as in music, and decomposition. And it's a way to bridge together their interest in myosins and music. Now, bearing that in mind, I think the beauty of art is that it can mean different things to different people. So this is how I interpret the artwork, as how it spoke to me and what it means to me. I like to think about artwork as an artist's way of representing or bringing to light certain important issues or aspects of their lives, and I like to think of how it can apply to me, my very own personal lesson in life. When you put ordinary things under a microscope and you see all sorts of organisms, colonies of microbes, this exhibition reminds me of that. It's basically a different way of looking or observing everyday things, when you magnify things that are already there, things that we don't see with the naked eye, and then we realize how differently we will look at the same thing once certain knowledge becomes known to us. Of course, I'm talking about the microbes as a metaphor for things that are unseen, things that are previously unknown, and then being made known. In other words, people react to new information differently, receptive or rejection. Or maybe even wait and see what they will do with that information. That is, as soon as they realize or they become aware of the presence of this new information, and maybe they realize how blissfully unaware they were or foolishly ignorant. So maybe a desire for a return to the original state, or embracing the change and seeing in it opportunities, or maybe don't even know what to do with it, so no comment.
I feel like stay behind the line.
We want to see the guitar as how we know it, minus all the complications, so-called, except that these complications, they were always there and never left. And for others, we accept these complications and we make use of what we know to develop into something totally different and maybe even better. Yeah, but then again, it's also a fact of life that some of us choose to ignore because it makes life more manageable, and for others, they are highly interested in it. So I guess it's also a kind of reflection of our beliefs and how curious we are and how much we want to know about the world and everything around us. Under the effects of time and in a suitable environment and perfect condition, certain things, unintended or otherwise, begin to thrive, like a festering wound almost, if that's how you want to see it. That is, if you choose to see it in an undesirable way. Although I don't see why you should. I don't think it's totally necessary to see it in a negative way. So I think the whole point is that there are different ways, different creative ways to look at something, and your reaction to it might actually surprise or disappoint you. So of course it's more than just simply the knowledge of what it looks like, what it will be, but how you react to it, how receptive you are to it, what you will do with it that matters.
Hi, okay, it's me. Finished the exhibition. There were only three, but I really enjoyed it. I really like when they have exhibitions like this, when they tie a few pieces together into a single theme, because it feels as though like I'm in the work of art and I become part of it as well. Like I function as an integral piece, and I like when artists pick up like a few threads of our reality, things that are, you know, as they say, things that are mundane, things that we often overlook, and the artists draw out these themes, tie them together and make it into something really spectacular, to give us a different perspective of how we can view the world or how we view certain issues or problems that are currently facing us. So that's what I really like about it, to draw attention to something really important in a rather creative way that will leave a long-lasting impression. So the second exhibition is the best for me. There were a bunch of people standing around next to sculptures that look really human-like. So it's as though humans and machines are standing together. And I think the whole point of it was that the artist used materials that he repurposed into make it into a spectacular sculpture, something that was bigger than it was intended, something with meaning, and yeah, I really like that part.
ตัวเธอในอนาคตอาจจะสับสนตัวเราในปัจจุบันตัดสินใจที่จะเรียกเรื่องราวเหล่านี้ว่าประวัติศาสตร์เอามันมาไว้ในห้องที่เต็มไปด้วยผู้คนเรียกพวกเขาด้วยชื่อตน
It's amazing what sleep can do to the brain. I had to re-record this bit because I was already mumbling while I was walking. Here I am standing next to a representation of an android that is a humanoid robot intended to provoke questions pertaining to what our future is going to be like, and especially making use of our past, that is what we have and know, and turning it into the future, something we should do or it would be as good as trash, like old school mobile phones. This includes memories. What I meant to say is that we can see what kind of mark we leave in this world, physical and spiritual, or technology and spirit. By spirit, I mean our beliefs, which can have a bearing on this world, as it does our lives and environment, and influences how we navigate through them, and how we can use those things to create a different future or outcome. Wow guys, guess I have to call it a night because it's quite late now, and I wanted to tell you guys about the dream, but then it will make the video really long. In any case, it's not as nearly as interesting as everything that I saw in the museum, and I wanted to share as much as I can without making this video appear like a lecture. Yeah, well, I really enjoyed myself today. Thank you for watching, and see you guys again soon. Have a great night.